Did you have a favorite artist that you like to work with? I mean, because you worked in the '90s, the '80s. You know, you working with all types of artists. Did you have like a artist that you was like, yeah, I like this, the 1-2 punch right here?
Wow, that's a hard. There's so many. I really can't narrow it down. I'd say in the old school side of things, maybe George Benson. On the new school, there's a young artist I'm working with. His name is Brandon Watts. He's a phenomenal singer. He's a young cat. He reminds me of a modern day Sam Cooke. So they don't have to be legends for me to enjoy working with them. I like working with people that are easy to work with, and they're talented. Maybe they're at different levels of their talent. They don't have to be the best, but if they're enjoyable to work with and they bring life to my music, then I enjoy it.
Wow, okay, that's cool. So you mentioned Brandon White. So you saying that you still making music currently, right now? You still doing
Yeah.
this? You still driven and passionate as you was the last how long? 40 years?
Ooh. I guess, let's see, 1980. Yeah, that'd be about 45. Well, I've been writing music since I was 5 or 6 years old.
Wow,
But
right.
professionally, yeah, almost 50 years, or maybe no, not 50 years, about 45 years. But
Mhm.
yeah, I have a record label that I have a joint venture with Soul Music Records, David Nathan, and my label's called Platinum Garage Recordings. So, in answer to your question, are you still making music? We release music every 6 weeks, and we've been doing so since 2017. In fact, in November, we would have released our 50th release. So, yeah, I'm very busy with that, especially.
Wow, okay, that's good to hear. I mean, some people don't even live 50 years or work a job for 50 years. So that's amazing, man. That's inspiring and motivating.
Thank you. It's a blessing.
Yes, yes, indeed. Now I could ask you, like, throughout the years, because you was actually there, you know what I'm saying? How has music changed? I mean, despite the obvious, like we got technology, but like, say you writing a love song, you know, you got different genres. Is it more of a challenge now, or is it easier, or is it about the same?
It's definitely different. The creative part can be said that it's this, kind of the same because it's still it comes from your heart and you want to reach the other person's heart, right? You want to reach the
Hmm.
public. But so in my experience creatively, it's always been about trying to uh, come up with something different, but yet something that's universal. Now the business that's really changed, and it changes every maybe well, it used to change slower, like it changed every 10 years, but it changes every 6 months now. So you got to keep up if you want to stay relevant or in it. You got to keep up with not only the artists and the way music is made, but you got to keep up with the technology. You got to keep up with the way music is released, the way it's branded, the platforms, the digital, the all the above. And so I try to stay on top of it. And yes, I am passionate about it because bottom line is it still comes back to the music. Actually, still comes back to the song, which I'm really first a songwriter. So I'll always just be a songwriter, really.
Okay, okay. That's cool. I appreciate you sharing that. Now, what about on the economic side? Because it's like, back in the days, my dad, he used to buy albums. And then when we was coming up, well, my brothers and them bought tapes. And then we had CDs. Like you said, it's constantly changing. But
Yeah.
is it more beneficial for you as, having your label? Or is it harder to, get paid and keep count of what's going on?
Well, um, it's funny you said that. I used to buy albums. Yeah, that I remember they're $4.99 for a whole album. You get 12 songs on it. Now it's a little bit different, but there's so many in a positive way. There's so many different ways that your music could come out now. You could, put it out just digitally through digital platforms, and it comes to anybody in the world. Uh, Back in the day, you couldn't do release your music like that. It was only like record companies had the monopoly, I guess you would call it. Radio stations would play the songs, but to buy it, you'd have to get a record deal in order to let your music come out. Now you don't need a record deal. You can just put it out yourself. And depending on how savvy you are at marketing it, and promoting it and getting it to different people, then that depends. That's where the economics come in. But yeah, there's nothing wrong with doing different kind of deals. You can own everything yourself, which of course that means you get to keep everything yourself, but it also means you have to spend money to promote it. Or you could do joint ventures with other people where they maybe share in the economics of promoting it. And there's still a few record companies around that will put out your music, signed you. But bottom line is knowing what options you have, which, like I said, changes all the time. And if you're not aware of it, then the economics of it will pass you by.
Okay, okay. I appreciate that. Let me see. We're about 25 minutes in. I'm gonna wrap it up. But I wanted to ask you. I seen online they said that you a professor or you teach music or you have a music program.
Yeah, I taught at a couple of universities and colleges, just to kind of educate folks. I know not everybody is willing to um, share information, especially people who have been somewhat successful. Sometimes they get a little, um, they want to hold on to it and not share their success or share their way of doing things. But I enjoy it. In fact, if I wasn't in the music business, I'd probably be a teacher. So that comes hand in hand with why I do that. It's been a pleasure talking with you. I can't hear you. I don't know if you froze up there. Let's see. Yeah, I can see
Oh, are
you.
you still there? Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I don't know if that was on my end, but yeah, I was just saying the last little question. I was asking you about teaching music, and you was kind of sharing that.
Yeah. Okay. So I guess you didn't hear my comment, but basically, I enjoy doing that. Whereas some people don't like to share their experiences and their knowledge, I enjoy it probably more than anything.
Okay, okay. Can you still hear me? Can you see me?
I can hear it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I have to edit it up, so it's pre-recorded. But yeah, I just want to thank you again. I mean, this was definitely a phenomenal episode. I got to go back through your catalog and re-listen to some stuff. Because you put a good perspective on things. And
Thank
sometimes as a younger generation, we don't get a chance to appreciate those things because we wasn't around with the people, as they were made. Because we listen to songs and we could think about a time like, oh, this was the
Right.
summertime or this was grandma's house. So that's
Right.
amazing. I really appreciate you, and
Thanks for
it's
having me.
inspiring. Yeah, definitely. And I look forward to what you got going on. You said now your label. Do y'all have a website? Do y'all have a social media? If people want to check out some of the new stuff you working on.
Yeah, well, my company is called Platinum Garage Recordings, and all the releases come through my joint venture with Soul Music Records. So if you go to Soul Music Records,
Okay.
you'll see all the Platinum Garage releases, and then I'm in social media as far as myself, and that talks all about my music and stuff. You can read, Facebook. Preston Glass, just my name with a hat. You'll see me on there with a hat. But Instagram is pglass1012. So that's where you can catch me on Instagram and Twitter.
Okay, that's real cool. So I just want to thank you again. I definitely want to thank the viewers for tuning in. It's been a phenomenal episode. So until next time, family, peace.
Peace.